Hey there, Saber friends. This is a new lightsaber that I've been working on. This one is made out of MHS parts for the emitter and the choke and the pommel. And then the body of the saber is a piece of pipe and wrapped in leather. And I also have a shroud on this lightsaber right here. Right below the choke. Got the buttons right here on the neck. So as you can see, they're kind of recessed there. Activation. Auxiliary. You hit these both at the same time to change the colors on this Plecter Labs Prizm version 5.1. And this one is set up for the Neopixel. As you can see, there is a DIN plug at the bottom of this emitter. So you plug the blade right into that DIN plug. And I wanted to show you guys this weathering scheme that I have going on, which I kind of think of as like a Luke V2 style weathering. And for the emitter, I have it so that like a laser sword would sort of emit so much fire or emit so much heat or plasma that it would singe the enamel. So, and flare out as when the blade erupts. So that's the scheme that I have going for the emitter there. In this Luke V2 style weathering, just like a really heavy weathering to take off some of the enamel. We have a bar graph here made out of the Neopixels.
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope.
So when you turn on the lightsaber, this is like the matching illumination from the blade, the same blade colors. Now as long as Samuel is using this lightsaber with the enhanced blue, he will see that the color on this bar graph will kind of match. But if you're using the Photonic green lightsaber blade, you will see maybe a difference where this could be lit up blue because it doesn't have the photonic shield, and the photonic blade could be light up green. If you understand the way the photonic green works. And I'll try to give you a little more info when I plug that blade in. So he's got his blade retention screw right here. If I didn't say so already, this lightsaber is for Samuel. This is the blade retention screw that you can screw with your thumb here. This is the recharge port for the 2.1 millimeter little collar I made there out of some shroud material. And the leather wrap, which is the same leather that Paul has on his lightsaber, and Samuel wanted the same leather that Paul had, so I still have some of that left. So now, see if I can focus in on the pommel. I have this D-ring, which I have so it doesn't kind of fumble around. It's a little bit, you can move it, but it shouldn't really flop around. And if you could see your SD card, it's not really focusing. Oh, there we go. Well, maybe. I don't know if you'll be able to see in there. Maybe I should grab a little flashlight. Okay, so I don't know if you could see. Oh, there's a good shot of the SD card. And what you can do is, if you want to change the fonts, you can just poke it with a little tweezer. You can hear it click out. and you can retrieve it with the tweezer. And if you need to adjust the hole opening that I have here to get to the SD card, like if it's not totally aligned, what you can do is you can just rotate either way a little bit just to get the SD card out without, you know, any trouble. Make your changes and stuff like that. If you don't want to make full font changes and you just want to change different things like the colors, which is really, really cool, by the way. I just did that today for the first time, just playing around with all the colors and what you could lock in to the saber. Like, let's say if you wanted all purples or all blues or a combination, you can have the cycle, the default cycle on your Neopixel actually go to just the colors that you want as you scroll by. So through the rice port here, you'll be able to do all those color changes, and you can do a bunch more settings. Like you can change the volume, you can do a bunch of stuff as far as the motion detection and the gestures and the operations of the saber right through this port right here with the cable that I'm going to send you. It's a rice cable. You just plug that into your computer. And you need the drivers for the Prizm version 5 rice, and you download the rice, which is free off Plecter Labs or the Custom Saber Shop. There's just a closer look at the pommel. His belt clip there. There's like a similar knurled thumb screw holding on the belt clip as the blade retention screw. Okay, so what you do is you just slide in the blade that you want. Samuel's getting 2 blades. He wanted the blue, enhanced blue Neopixel. So you can kind of see how it aligns there.
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope.
Saber come out of sleep mode. Love the blaster blocking on the Prizm. On the Plecter Pixel. So cool. Really have a lot of fun with that. So you still have the little blade graph sort of that I have right here. Now when I cut out the holes, as you could see, the holes are perfect in a line here, but they were perhaps a little too close together to work out for how close together the Neopixels are, so it kind of misses. There's 4 Neopixels, and it's like one of them is like they're spread too far apart. They're not this close as I had to make these holes here. So you get through the diffuser the color, but it's not. The Neopixels aren't actually aligned perfectly underneath those holes, unfortunately. When you change colors, you're going to see it in both places. It's pretty sweet. You know, that does the little blade graph does the flash on clash as well. It's wired into like the blade line. So I'll just go through to the next font. That was Heirloom, by the way. The font that I was just playing was Mad Cow's Heirloom. We're on, let's see what this one is. It's possible this one's Dan Terry. And I think we're on font number 1 now, which is the light side font. So, yeah, you can change these colors up, but this is just what I have it set to right now. This is the gray meat font. You have the dark meat. Get some really cool reds with the Neopixel. There's 2 strips here back to back. Neopixel, almost 250 total LEDs in each blade. I've only showed you 1 blade so far. It's doing all these different colors. It's got the drilled out blade tip for the extra light at the blade tip.
My mentor taught me everything about the Force, even the nature of the dark side.
We have 2 Temenis for this type of lightsaber that could be from the Old Republic. It could have been used by a dark side person, maybe a light side person, turn dark, or you know, someone in between. So we have some different fonts on this one just to represent, like, kind of, you know, the different ways you could go. This kind of reminds me of like a Revan lightsaber, but we have like a different kind of choke here.
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope.
Okay, let me just show you guys. I'm back to Heirloom. I just want to show you what happens here when I put in the other blade. Because this is the enhanced blue. What happens when we put in the enhanced green, the photonic green? Okay, so as you can see, we are on the cyan color, and I'm not going to change that color. I'm just going to change the blade, the blade, okay, because you get different effects. Just going to pull straight out, get the blue enhanced blade out, and I'm going to put this photonic green blade in. And you'll see what happens to blue if you don't already know. Blue light is going to change to green light, and you know, just different types of green. It's not just the same green, it's like a weird neon green. Got the blade in there, you know, we could tighten, if I'm going to swing this around, I could tighten the blade retention screw. So, see, look at this. See, so the true color is here. What's coming out is here. So that's pretty cool. You have a really bright green. It's enhancing this, I think, almost 30%. So it's enhancing this cyan color into a green. We're kind of looking at like the best example of this here because we almost have a window to what it would be. Cycling through, we went to a darker blue. See the changes on the blade. See the changes on the blade as we cycle through between the blade and the true color of the Neopixel underneath the blade. So this is the same assembly underneath, but you have a photonic green effect with this different type of blade tube. So here we go again, we have a dark blue. Let's see what happens when we cycle through. Look at the real color is like almost like an indigo here. And it's still green, the blade is green, just different type of green. It's weird. It's very cool, it's almost like a peach color in there. This is purple, but I'm almost getting yellow. Wow, look at that. Purple, but it's peach with a neon edge. Ooh, nice red blade and a pink or crimson true color underneath. This is a nice red. Looks a little orangey on the camera. It's a nice red. Oops, turn off the saber. Try to hit both buttons at once here. Okay, true red and red. So this is one that's coming through. Wow, that's very nice, because this red here, you're losing the aura of the green neon, and we're left with almost like a clear, it looks like it's a clear blade with red LEDs. That's what it looks like right here. Let's see what happens. Oh, okay, we're still solid with gold and gold. And we have like a lime green, and it still looks lime green on a photonic green, but it's enhanced a little bit. We have green, and the photonic green's displaying the green. More green, a different green. Back to cyan with the highest magnitude photonic enhancement with the cyan, okay? Now this lightsaber has a 3.7 lithium ion, high capacity, orbtronic battery pack, 26650, huge fat battery pack sitting right about here. MHS speaker pod, the 2-watt bass speaker with all this resonance. The card is in there, as you saw. This isn't, you don't screw off this pommel stays on, and you reach through for the SD card. So I hope Samuel enjoys this lightsaber. He's gonna have fun with these lots of different colors he can achieve with these blades. I hope you guys really like the style of this. This is like 3 out of 4 of my leather wrap series. I've done Paul's lightsaber and my Revan lightsaber before that. And I have one more leather wrap lightsaber that's going to come out pretty soon. So I hope you guys like this, and I'm really excited about this weathering. I think it came out great. So thanks again for taking a look at Samuel's leather wrap Plecter Pixel lightsaber.